In this video, I give you guys a quick first look at the new mounts by Lume Cube. These are of course to hold your Lume Cubes onto your DJI Mavic 2 Pro or your DJI Mavic 2 Zoom. And if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Aldrin Stasio from FlytPath.com. I do a lot of drone tech tips, tutorials, as well as product reviews on this channel. So if that's something that interests you, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos. And before we even get into the mounts, just quickly about Lume Cube. Really, these are just all-purpose 1.5-inch cube sized lights. So this one has an aluminum body. These are all weather, all purpose, either submergible or waterproof up to like 100 feet. Puts out 1500 lumens of balanced daylight. And these are just really good to have, not even just for say drones, but just in general. It's just having this kind of like all-purpose light. I've used this thing for so many other reasons besides drone stuff. But definitely, you know, nice to see that they came out with new mounts, because I did do a review and I did a bunch of videos of these mounts with Lume Cubes on the first gen, or the Mavic Pro. So if you guys haven't seen those, make sure you guys check out the links above as well as down below. I did a video about lighting up Teslas at night, as well as a cave in La Jolla here in San Diego, and as well as some other like creative kind of circle nighttime long exposure type of videos. So make sure you guys check those out if you guys are into more of that creative style videos or creative style lights that you can do with something like a Lume Cube. And when you get your mounts, they are injection molded to fit right over the arms of the Mavic 2 Pro or Zoom. It also has a 1/4 thread here at the bottom and a little spindle, so that when you're able to put your light on here, so as you can see there's a 1/4 at the bottom, all you do is turn this on here and spin it on. And then once you get it at the angle you want it to be at, and we can adjust it while it's on the drone itself, but once you get it to that angle you want it to be, from there what you need to do now is turn and twist the dial on the back, and that'll lock it in at that angle you're trying to achieve. So makes it very simple for you to adjust the angle. So for instance, if this was the case, if I wanted to point it straight down, these are gonna go over the arms right here. And then this would just be tightened up. That way it doesn't move and it'd be pointed straight down. That's if I wanted to get a straight down shot. If you want the light to go a little bit forward, kind of like how the spotlight is on the Enterprise, all you have to do is then loosen this up, tilt it forward, and re-tighten that spindle. Creates that pressure, and then now your light will be shooting forward. So of course you can always make the adjustment while it's on there. It's actually a little bit easier to make the adjustment while it's off and then fine tune it while it's on there, because it's tricky to get in there and tighten that ring while it's on there. So I normally will put it on, adjust it to an angle I want it to be at, and then re-tighten it back up when it's off. And what you have to do is there's a little notch here, a little triangle, if you can see that, and I'll make sure I zoom in on that later, is that little triangle goes into the triangle that's on your Mavic 2 Pro right here. So what you'll do is just match that up on the front, push that through, and then the back arm, all you have to do is slide this over the back and then push that down. And there you go. Really, really simple installation, not much to it. You just have to put it on there, and then once it's on your drone, and twist on your Lume Cube. Like I mentioned earlier, once you get it to the angle, so for instance, if I wanted at that angle, if I want it to be facing, you know, forward like that, just a little bit, because that way I can match it up and put my camera at that same angle, so I'll have the full light right on my subject. If I want that angle like that, all you do is put it at that angle and then go back in and re-tighten up that spindle on the back. There is my Lume Cubes on the bottom. Now my brightness is only like at 20% right now, so I can actually bump this up to, you know, 100 if I wanted to. But I don't want to blind you guys. But how cool is that? Look at that. So there it is. It's about, I don't know, 80% or so. Now the entire kit weighs about 9 ounces. Each one of the mounts are about 1 ounce, and then each one of the Lume Cubes are a few ounces each. So, you know, it'll add a little bit of weight to your drone, but luckily enough, I was flying it with the Mavic Pro before, and it still flew fine. It does decrease your battery consumption, of course, because it's carrying a little bit of a heavier payload on here, but I haven't really done a full test yet to see how much battery life it is actually taken away. But anytime you add an accessory that has some weight to it, it's just going to take a little bit more battery life to maintain the hover of this thing. So I'm actually back where I shot the spotlight video. I think what I want to do here is use the same location as a zoom. That way I'm able to at least compare it to something. I'm actually here at the same location, which is right over there. And what I'm gonna do is do this similar shot, similar heights. Then that way I can actually match it up and compare it to the Enterprise Mavic 2. That way you can see a difference between 100% brightness on the 2 Lume Cubes versus the Enterprise Spotlight. This is kind of what it looks like right now. So let me bump up my ISO just so you can see me. And I did a super mistake because it's freezing. I'm all set up. And if you have watched my video from before, that is the rock, whoops, right there that I put the bag next to. I'm not gonna put the bag out here this time, but that's the rock right there. So I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna wait for this to go down, which is pretty much kind of like that right now. That's kind of what it looks like. But in the camera, of course, I'm gonna make it nice and bright. That's the rock I'm gonna fly to. I'm gonna fly it up, about 30 feet or so. I think 10 feet and then 30 feet and probably like 100 feet up in the air. I think that's what I did on my last video, so I'll do that. Here's my setup right now. I have the Mavic 2 right here. Got the Lume Cubes on them. Let's bump this up a little bit more. So I got the Mavic 2 Pro. So the difference here is I'm flying the Pro versus the Zoom, which I did last time on the Enterprise. So that should be an interesting change to fly the Pro. And then controller with my Mav mount and my iPad Air 2. So right now I'm at 10 feet high. Let's make our way over to that rock. "30 feet, ISO 6400. Shutter speed's at 1/30th, f2.8. That's at 30 feet. I'm gonna bring it down to 10 feet, which will be really bright. Okay, so about 20 feet. There you go, I don't wanna go too low. So 20 feet. Now let's bring it up to 50. Okay, this is what 50. So that's at 50 feet now. Still looks pretty good. That looks really good actually compared to the Enterprise one. And then let's go all the way up to 100. There's 100 feet. That is pretty high, but I'm still able to see something. I'm able to still easily able to see the rocks. I can see some trails here. So overall, pretty good. Big difference, I think. Definitely a big difference. When I was shooting with the Enterprise, a lot more noise, of course, was coming through, mostly because it was struggling because of the smaller sensor. Bring this in closer one more time. Look at that. Mavic 2 Pro with the Lume Cube attachment mounts with 2 Lume Cubes on there. pretty bright. So there it is, guys, just a quick video of the new Lume Cube mounts for your DJI Mavic Pro or Mavic 2 Zoom. Now this is one of those videos where, of course, if you already have an existing Mavic 2, you might want to add some extensions on here like these lights. It does add a little bit of weight, so some of the pros and cons, it does add a little bit of weight to it, so your flight time is not going to be as long compared to something like the Enterprise, where that spotlight on the Enterprise is very, very light, almost weighs nothing. So of course you're going to have more flight time with that. And also with the Enterprise one, you're able to use a custom app, which is a DJI Pilot app on your mobile device. Compared to here, you don't have much control. You can't really do much with the lights. Yes, you can connect them with Bluetooth, but at some distances, it really isn't going to work that well. Once again, guys, if you guys have value from my video, don't forget to hit that like button. And as always, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos. This is Ultra Anastasio with FlytPath.com. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.